Hello and welcome to this video on using the mindfulness attitude of letting go to reduce pain. I'm Alison Bale of Mind Insight, and I'm going to give you an introduction into the topic of why the attitude and how the attitude of letting go can help you, and introduce you to some ways you can start to practice in your everyday life. It was a Buddhist monk who once said that, if you can let go a little, you'll have a little peace. If you can let go a lot, well, you'll have a lot of peace. It's easy to get stuck when you have pain, especially if the pain stops you doing things that are important to you and that you want to do. And it's absolutely natural to want to push away things you find unpleasant and want to hold on to those that you do want to keep. And we tend to hold on to questions about pain like, why me? When's it going to stop? What if it gets worse? Will I always be like this? And although those are understandable questions and reasonable ones for you to be asking, they can also keep you stuck and going round in circles. The mindfulness attitude of letting go makes it easier to get unstuck, because you get to see all sensations as transient, not necessarily permanent. And in and of itself, that's been shown to reduce persistent pain. Now, no one is suggesting that you have to like pain. Who does? The thing is, though, the more tightly you hold on to a desire for it to stop, that can actually just end up making it worse. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to observe what's happening and to be with it, without trying to change it, without the need for any sensation to be anything other than how it is. And by not resisting, you're also not creating more tension. And you're not creating more stress, because both tension and stress can actually cause more pain on their own, and they can delay any chance of recovery. There are a number of ways you might want to try using the attitude of letting go in this environment of reducing pain. Letting go encourages you to identify areas of your body where you're holding the kind of tensions and the constrictions that tend to accompany pain. And mindfulness and letting go allows you to actually identify these areas and just release them. We can do the same releasing with our opinions and our beliefs, especially the ones that tend to keep us a bit stuck. And we can make a conscious decision to let them be. Sometimes what we need to do is set aside the judgments we so often make to say that things are either good or they're bad. And we can set aside the additional stress that we create when we think that something has to change to a certain timetable. Letting go also invites us to drop our habitual concerns about how things are going to be in the future, because the future hasn't arrived yet. And it's therefore outside your control. Letting go also encourages us to just drop the comparisons we often run with other people and their experience, or with a past time or a past life experience, because these too are outside your control. If you're anything like a lot of people coming to consider mindfulness when you're living with pain, you've probably tried a lot of other approaches. And you might already get that there often isn't a magic wand, and that whatever you've tried so far isn't necessarily entirely working, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Letting go is an opportunity to look at the thoughts and the beliefs and the opinions that keep you stuck. And it's an invitation, if you like, to release them and to make room for more ease. So, here are 5 different ways you can have a go at practicing letting go. And first, I'd invite you to consider that you just take your cue from nature. Go out for a walk. Watch the plants, because you know what? They let go naturally. They drop their leaves in the autumn. They don't have an opinion about the weather. And they know that there's a right season for everything, and they don't argue with that. Another approach is to learn to just notice those times when you find yourself thinking words to the effect of "my pain is bad." And see if you can bring more kindness to your thoughts. Because pain, you know, it's a protective mechanism. And the reality is we cannot always avoid it. But what we can do is reduce the suffering associated with the pain. But to do that, we need to practice bringing greater compassion and greater kindness to our own experience, and starting with not calling ourselves bad. And if you're interested, on my website there is a very short guided meditation called the Compassionate Self that you can use to help you in this area. A third option might be simply to practice the art of letting go physically. So, either sit yourself down in a comfortable but not tense position, or if sitting's not comfortable, lie down. And just take some time to just gently scan your own body. And with each breath, see if you can just allow yourself to be a little more supported by the surface that you are sitting or lying on. See if with each breath that can be an invitation just to let go and to let be. And see if you can allow yourself just to sink down and let be, let go any tension, any holding that isn't germane to keeping you where you are right here, right now. Just one breath at a time. Another practice that can be really useful is just get into the habit of recording your thoughts and your feelings around pain. Doesn't have to be in a formal journal, could be just any notebook. Handwriting is often useful because it slows our thinking down, but you could just as easily be typing, or you could even be keeping voice notes, audio recordings, or video, whatever's right and whatever's easiest and whatever makes most sense for you. And what you'll learn to get into the habit of noticing is what thoughts, what habitual patterns are generating more tension and more tightness and holding for you, because those are the ones you want to be making a conscious effort to let be and to ease out. And sometimes, it's just worth asking yourself when you notice these things, can I let it go? And then, will I let it go? And if the answer's no, that's okay too. that just brings into your consciousness an area to work on. And finally, when it comes to letting go, I'd invite you to forgive yourself. And to forgive others, because it really is important. A lot of things that go wrong are in the past. They're not always done deliberately. And when we hold on to them, it only serves actually sometimes just to create more aches and pains, more constriction, more tightness. And you know, it's an old cliche, but we forgive not so much for others' benefit, but for our own. And it really is a question of allow what's in the past to be in the past, and then work out how do you want to move forward, and do so with as much ease as you can muster. Thank you for joining me for this video today. I hope you found the advice useful. And please take a look at my website and my social media for more support and more tools, techniques and tips that you can start to use to bring more mindfulness into your everyday to help you reduce pain. Thank you very much.